The internet, for what it's worth, is a place of connection, knowledge, and maybe one of its biggest aspects, entertainment. A plethora of videos, music, articles, everything you could ever imagine. Anyone, anywhere can upload anything to it. But with that comes a terrible side to it. Hidden beneath the innocent link could lie dangerous, malicious malware, especially under links that offer a free version of a paid game. In this video, I'm going to be looking at a collection of videos, specifically the Fnaf Ransomware saga. I'm going to be breaking down their meaning, Easter eggs, and what happened to the players. Of course, links to the original videos down below. Anyway, sit back and make sure you have a firewall installed. Let's begin. In this first video, we have Five Nights at Freddy's Sedy's ransomware game, and yes, it's not a typo, that's the title. Adding more to the person who created this game, they didn't even bother to check if the spelling was right, only that they had malicious intent to the poor user who installed this to their computer. Anyway, the video begins and it looks like we're traveled back in time to 2014, despite the video having the date of January 1st, 2024. We continue and the person in this video begins writing notes on the screen, introducing the video, and telling us the viewers that a link to the game will be provided. Now obviously, because this is fake, there is no link to the game. They pause their Neon Cat music and open the free version of FNAF 1, but in a quick flash we can already see that this is going to be bad, because we see a very disturbing version of Freddy, who has orange glowing eyes and his face is very off-putting, and on screen it says, 5 Nights of Freddy, free edition, buy, and it gets cut off. The creator of this game names blurry and wishes to be anonymous. It continues and we see the classic warning before every FNAF game, but this time it's different. It reads, this game contains flashing, lights, jump scares, loud audio, and loud, please take advisory. Whoever made this needs some Duolingo or something. And finally, we're at the title screen, and this is just screaming virus. The distorted music that's heard, and the words themselves are all misplaced. Also, the PNG image of Freddy at the bottom right, everything here is wrong. Night 1 begins, and instead of seeing the normal Night 1, it is instead replaced with this. Is sin 1, 8:23. Now, this might not make sense like this, but correlating this to the Bible, in Romans 8:23, the scripture says, and not only the creation, but we ourselves, who have the first fruits of the Spirit, grown inwardly as we wait eagerly for adoption as sons, the redemption of our bodies. The souls of the children are the ones who are waiting eagerly for the redemption of the bodies, to be born again, but in a new body, free from sin. We begin the night, and the office is very dark and distorted. The sound of the fan is blaring, and the screen gets even darker over time. Freddy jumpscares the player, causing the game to crash, and a lot of phrases appear on screen. The first being, hey now, the game has paid version, now we show you free download link, Bitcoin. The scam turns even more sinister from there, with even more Bible verses on screen. The game completely kills the computer, shutting it down and rebooting, and when it reboots we are met with this screen. Here is a lot of text on screen with a very scary looking Freddy Fazbear. Basically what this text is saying is that they are punishing the person making this video. In order for them to receive all their files back, they must send 1 Bitcoin to the ones who have them. Now I believe 1 Bitcoin is like $60,000, so I don't think this person will be able to do that. So when the timer of 1 hour runs out, all of their files and storage on this computer will be deleted forever. The video ends with this screen. Some things I noticed in this video was the time on the bottom right. When it all started, it read 5:18 p.m. After playing the game and we were sent back to the home screen, the time now read 9:32 p.m. This could be where the player here was playing the game longer than they thought, for almost 5 hours, but the video footage might have been corrupted. That for us, it was only a couple minutes. Also, the 2 things we see on the home screen after the computer was infiltrated was the recycle bin and the file named hack. This being from the game itself. It's left to assume that the player here was left with the virus and could not pay the ransom. This is pretty much everything I've seen from this one. Let me know if I missed anything. Moving on to the next one. Next, we have FNAF 2 Free Edition Ransomware. Unlike the other ones here, we're thrown right into the title screen, and of course, things are already different. Instead of the 3 toy animatronics, instead we have Withered Freddy. Then we see the text. Instead of 5 Nights at Freddy's 2, it is instead FNAF 2, with Free Edition. Finally, the options here are weird. First, we have Start, and under it, Options. Then, N3 Life. The player here selects Start, and Freddy's face is almost non-existent, with it being replaced with nothing and the color changing to gray. The night begins, and instead of having an actual HUD, it's just an image of the office with no desk, no camera, no flip icon, nothing. But when we do see the camera, the screen is almost bleeding, and then the PNG of Withered Freddy or Golden Freddy is just on the screen, as if it was just plastered on there. He appears in the office, and the player flips his mask on to combat him, and this does not work because he still gets jump scared and dies. Once again, we are back at the title screen and thrown into the mask cutscene, and the colors are all saturated. The laughs are distorted, and Golden Freddy appears, crashing the game. Finally, the message appears on screen, badgering the player for trying to play FNAF for free. Yes, this one does have a sense of humor compared to the previous ones, but nonetheless, it's still kind of creepy. I like this tape. I think seeing FNAF 2 in this way makes it much more sinister, and imagine having to pay ransom to retrieve all your files on your computer. Like the previous person, they will not be getting their computer back. Moving on to the next one. In this next one, we have 5 Nights at Freddy's 3 Ransomware video. Now, like the other ones here, we see a free version of the game on screen. We see such an eerie main menu. Despite it being empty, we only have 2 options. Play, with a question mark, and exit. This screen is kind of like the last warning. The question mark is kind of telling the player, are you sure you want to do this to yourself? Unlike the other share, I believe that this ransomware gave the chance for the player to leave without harm, but what do? They proceed to the game. After selecting play, the night begins, and the audio that plays is just so delayed. Along with that, we see the office very distorted. This is unplayable. The office is oversaturated, the cameras are distorted, you can barely make out Springtrap's silhouette, and in the background, all you can hear in a voice is repeatedly saying, all of your data will be taken. On screen, we see flashes of the ransom screen flashing on and off, until finally the entire screen is taken over by this message, demanding the player to send Bitcoin for the files. Something that is common here with these videos is it scolds and shames the player for trying to play this game for free, adding to the panic because this person knows what they did was wrong. Also, a little nice detail that I liked was actually having the key to deactivate the virus, but of course blocking it with the message saying, JK LOL, buy the game next time. I like how the hackers here play games with their victims. A really cool ransomware take on FNAF 3, moving on to the fourth and final installment. Here finally we have FNAF 4 Hatred Edition. Now this one is similar to the first one we saw. The person in this video is sort of recording a gameplay and introducing the video. Starting off, we see that they're playing on their iPhone. Before even booting up the game, we can for a brief moment see the icon for it. And it's not your normal Nightmare Freddy, but here instead he's green and his eyes are all blacked out. The usual warning comes out, but this time reading, "Don't you have better things to do?" It gets off the screen and we see the main menu with it just looking very distorted and creepy. The screen is filled with green and the rendering is just all messed up. And on the left hand side it has the word hatred in all red. Beginning night 1. By the looks of it, it could pass as a really slow version of FNAF 4, but in the background you can hear a slight whisper that says, "I hate you," being repeated over and over again. This could be the creator of the game who put this, but made it so subtly. The reason for this is, I believe, for the distaste and hate they have towards people who pirate games. Other than that, the night goes on pretty normal, until out of nowhere the entire screen goes red, and the game is barely even playable. On-screen words pop out that read, "Love all to none." It disappears. Music begins to play, and the night cuts off. After coming back, this screen appears that reads, "Thanks for playing the demo. Lose hope to play the full version now. This wasn't intended for you." After cutting to black for one final time, we see this screen. With the marionette music playing in the background, it once again is asking for a payment to retrieve all the data, this one here being the most brutal. At the bottom reading, "No mercy on your soul." Like, okay, relax, it's just a pirated game. But I do like how crazy Freddy looks here. The video ends with the person hoping their data doesn't get deleted. Bad news, buddy, it's gone. A really cool ransomware take on FNAF 4. I just want to say, please be careful out there. Yes, these videos are all fake and are just for scares and some laughs. There are actually some ransomware viruses out there, so please don't download any unusual links. Be careful, and also, thank you for the support on the channel. It has been amazing, so please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, and peace out.